Let's take a look at 11e and TSX following the new setup available in Alpha 11 with the directions on this page. So this TypeScript page also talks about related JSX. I'll start though over here. The things that really matter are adding this compile key in addition to extending the built-in JavaScript template function. And then this little hidden one here, which you'll wonder what's going on if you don't apply it. So be careful about that. All right, and then you're going to be using this TSX thing as well. So let's go over and take a look at what happens. So I'm going to start here, and let me make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to start in the configuration file. I added straight from the docs this stuff, although I changed let to const. And because I want to get doc type on to the output, I split this a little bit. I added this line and I added the import. And I'm getting a little complaint up here. Haha. This is kind of an important part. Yeah, a little bit of an important part. So with that in mind, over my package.json, I have added React DOM because this is the one import. And now we also have this import as well. I already had this set up in my configuration file. All right, so with that in mind, in my package.json, with that in mind, I will run it and see what happens. Uh-oh, something didn't work. React is not defined. So when that happens, you can go to your template, and this is the one template in the site that I'm trying to render, and it's already telling me like, dude, what's going on? And I don't really have my JSX configured yet for TypeScript. And I say JSX, I should say TSX. So where am I going to do that? I could go ahead and start trying to import React here and import H and all that other stuff. I don't like that. So I'm going to take a trip over to my TS config file. This is what you need. This, alas, has multiple flavors and variations over time because TypeScript changes and React changes. This is kind of considered the latest and greatest way to do this. When you set this thing up, you don't have to sprinkle all of your TSX files with importing H. When you set this up correctly, the JSX namespace will automatically be available in all of your TypeScript. So here I am now good. This is complaining because of types. So let's go ahead and do this installation and see if it fixes it. I go back to my package.json. I'm going to add boop, boop, boop. Now, you may be wondering, I'm installing the types for React, and I've got React down here. Don't understand that? Well, live with it. And let's see, is there one for React DOM? Yes, there is. So now we get typing for it. npm install. Well, no, it's got a different version number because, you know, we can't have nice things. Okay. So I've got my types set up. When I go back to my index file, I see that it's good. And one of the things that's neat is I get, if I want to add typing, I get JSX element. Hey, wasn't expecting that. We'll pretend that never happened. You don't really need to put explicit typing on it because it kind of knows it can do the inference on it. So now when I run, it builds, the site builds. I can prove that by going here and saying that it builds. But that's not the way I work. I don't work with build, reload, build, poke around, all that other stuff. I work in a test, in particular a Vitest test, which I'm doing the simplest version here, but I usually use Happy DOM as well. And when this runs, I'm going to run this test, it passes. One of the reasons that it passes is because I'm doing the rendering directly in here, and the TSX, the whole tool chain, is doing everything that I need. Now, the way that I really work is like this. And I will go to my component. So I have my component on one side, my test on, in fact, the way that I really work is to run in watch mode. So if I say that and save, it fails, saves and passes. And I don't even run it that way. What I really do is run it on the debugger. So I hide all my files. This is me working. I'm all good. Again, I'm in watch mode. Test fails, test passes, or even better, I want to just see what's going on here. And I will stop at that point in the debugger, and everything will work the way it's supposed to under the debugger. Great way to work. So in this, what I've shown is something that's missing a little bit from the file, the documentation is first, we need to install some more dependencies. We're going to need to install React, not just React DOM, because React has the H function, JSX, async runtime, whatever stuff. And then we're going to need to install these two type files to get some of the squigglies to go away. And then we're going to need this in a TS config file, and we can all talk together about what are the correct options on this for different versions of React. With this, I'm in a better place.